My boyfriend watches K-pop. What? My boyfriend and I are together for 2.5 years now. When we started dating, he was already into K-pop. He listens and watches their music vids. Months into the relationship, I became uncomfortable with it, most probably because I'm insecure seeing him watching girls dancing all the time. Part of me was thinking he might be fantasizing about them and pleasuring himself at them, but when I asked him that, he said he didn't. He told me he just likes their music. However, I still told him I'm uncomfortable with him watching it, so he stopped watching when we're together. I just don't want to see it. Fast forward 2.5 years now, yesterday. I know some will make this a privacy issue thing, but we agree that it's okay to look at each other's phone. Both agreed, okay? I found out he's watching K-pop corn starting this year. K-pop corn, those K-pop idols shot at lewd camera angles. Okay. My hands were uncontrollably shaking and numb. I don't know. It's like I confirmed my greatest fear. I felt my insecurities were validated, that he liked Korean women and fantasizes about them, and I look nothing like them. Two issues for me. I found it offensive that he objectifies the women he idolizes. He was very adamant in saying before he just likes their music and nothing else. And he lied and betrayed me. He knows my insecurities about this because I've been telling him about it every now and then. I have a hunch that never went away. I was insecure already at the music vids, but he took it to a higher level, which is corn. He knows what I feel about this and still chose to hurt me. Am I being too shallow about this K-pop thing? Some people will definitely say this is just corn, but for me, it's the betrayal, the intention to hurt me and disregard my feelings. I feel absolutely disrespected and not loved. However, I love this guy and this is the first time he did something awful. We're building our future together already. We are planning to migrate to Canada next year. We have real estate investments together. We live together. By the way, he says he watched it when we're not together. Do I give him another chance? If I do, what's the chance that he will just do it again? Thank you in advance to those who will answer. I've been crying a lot since yesterday and have barely eaten anything. Whoa. So there's a few layers on how wrong this is. First of all, this was posted about a year ago, right? And about a year ago, the average age of a K-pop idol was about like what? 16, 17 years old. And and this guy's what, 30 years old. You know, very odd. Very odd. But let's give this man a benefit of a doubt and let's say that he was watching adult K-pop idols, right? It's still weird to see K-pop idols in that way because most of the time their intention is to entertain, to perform, to convey the message of the song, and it's not usually, to be whatchamacallit, like sexy and sensual. That's not usually the case, especially nowadays with the music. And I am aware that there are certain like camera shot angle stuff and zoom in stuff. Like I'm aware of the Reddit threads. I'm aware of the Twitter accounts that just pop up randomly, and there are even surveys in the Reddit threads which scare me. Why they survey? Why is there data for it? It's weird. It's very weird. It's not the intention, but let's give this man another benefit of a doubt, and let's say that he looked at idols where the intention was to, I guess, arouse the audience because it was a very sensual concept. Let's say it's one of those idols. At the end of the day, he still betrayed his lover because he told his lover that he doesn't see these K-pop idols in that way. He told her that, and then there's proof that he did do that. So, that is just a big no-no, a big red flag, and an indication on what he is willing to do. Now, from what I can gather from the information, they've been together for 2.5 years. And this was released about a year ago. And then she said that he started looking at it at the start of last year, right? So that means he started looking at it 2 years into the relationship. So I don't know if that's an indication of him, let's say, losing feelings, and then he saw this as a way for her to break up with him so he didn't have to do it. I know a lot of couples do that. I saw that in Abbott Elementary. If you watch that, you have good taste. But I'm scared that he did that just so that she would break up with him, which is just awful. Like, if you want to break up, you do the breaking up. Don't be like, maybe I should be more toxic. Maybe I should, like, I don't know, be less involved in their life, be less supportive or whatever, or do things that they don't like to do, and then they break up with me, and then I have to deal with the stress. If you want to break up with someone, break up with them. Go for it. But if that wasn't his intention, and he just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go look at some certain angles, certain fan cams that are just there's whole communities that I'm just shocked by it because as a K-pop stan since 2010, like the more you get into something for a long time, the more deeper you go into the rabbit hole and like what's really there. And then once I started noticing these like whole communities, Reddit threads, Twitter accounts that are dedicated to these certain angles and fantasies, like it feels very odd. It feels very odd. Like fan fiction, I'd say that is the line because you are creating a fiction about it at least. Whereas like you're fully looking at the actual real reality angles and camera shots in suggestive ways. That's just creepy, especially if it's like young idols who are not intending to convey such a message. So with his girlfriend, they are in a very committed relationship, very serious relationship. They are going to be moving to another country together. They have real estate stuff. They live together. It's very important. I understand that. So what I say is that maybe his fantasy isn't specifically Korean women. Maybe it's oh my god, it's the dancing, the movement. I don't know, because like here's the thing. I've dated a lot of girls where they felt very insecure that I was watching K-pop stuff, listening to K-pop stuff, and I understand the insecurities, but I made sure to let them know that I don't fantasize about K-pop stuff. I fantasize about other things. When I'm in a relationship, I like to let my partner know that I fantasize about what I fantasize about. I guess I'm not gonna say specifically, but in a relationship, I want to be open about what I am into rather than hiding away from them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna accept me for who I am. No, go for it. I almost said something I shouldn't have said, but like when you're in a relationship, you have to be open about these things, especially if you want to be in that type of relationship. So if it's specifically he's into Korean women that move that way, that's very weird. I never understand being into a specific race of a person. So yeah, feels very odd. Feels very odd. But overall, can this man redeem himself? Okay. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's really up to the woman that posted this. If it's like new jeans and island stuff, not redeemable. Not redeemable. They're children, pretty much children. So no, especially last year. My gosh. But if it's like I don't know, AOA, Sister, the classics in terms of like the second gen, then like you need to have a talk with him and have a better understanding with each other. That's my honest take on it, and hopefully, um, what you say? Hopefully, your relationship status gets better and your happiness gets better. Do whatever is beneficial for both of you, and if it means breaking up, then you gotta break up. But if you're able to have a better understanding of each other after this, then that's also a good thing too. Am I the a-hole for playing a K-pop song at my wedding? What? It's just a singular K-pop song, and it's during our dance. My fiance is more than okay with it since he loves the song too. Then that's okay. That's okay. Let's continue on with the story though. However, my parents and friends do not like the idea of playing a K-pop song at a wedding. Their reason being it's in a different language and not everyone listens to K-pop, so it's unfair for everyone at the party and they wouldn't be able to take our dance seriously. I'm not sure I know what that means. Neither do I. I said it's my wedding and I've been wanting to play this song and when I get married ever since I first heard of it. I don't get why understanding the language is so important when the song itself is soft and sweet and very wedding appropriate, but they want me to still play an English song. Playing an English song isn't a problem as all the other songs would be in English for everyone to dance. It's just this one song for my and my fiance's solo dance that I wanted to be this particular K-pop song. They're calling me a bridezilla for not compromising and being so adamant over just a song. Am I the a-hole? To those who are curious, it's Fly Away With Me by NCT 127. That's a beautiful song. Now, here's a hot take for me. If it's my wedding, me and my partner's wedding, we make the choices. It's up to us. If my parents don't like a certain song, a certain thing, if my friends don't like a certain song, a certain thing, my sister doesn't like a certain song, a certain thing, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, all of them, my grandparents, I don't care. It is my wedding. It is my wedding to celebrate with the love of my life. It is the whole ceremony, whole purpose of a wedding is to show my loved ones who I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with, who I'm going to be dedicating my life with, who I fell in love with, who I want to be with me for the rest of my life, by my side, through my journey, through my ups and downs, be a part of my ups and downs. And I want it to be the way I want it to be. I do not care on what anybody else would say. If they say, oh, I don't like these flowers, I don't like this theme, I don't like this playlist, you don't have to come. It's my wedding. I just invited you. You can say no. Just let me know. It's perfectly fine. But this wedding is for me and my wife, or future wife, future bride. That's it. That's all that matters to me. As long as me and my wife are happy, then I'm okay with the wedding. And if you say, I didn't like the wedding because of this one thing, I don't care. I'm now committed to the love of my life. I'm happy with the wedding. That's how I see it. Okay, well, they said here I cannot ask them to suck it up because my parents are the ones who paid for the majority of the wedding. Okay, I guess since the parents have put in quite a bit into the wedding, I guess they can have some say in it. They can even say who to invite. I understand that pretty much, but listen, I'm gonna be also honest. As somebody that has been to quite a few weddings, I don't really remember the the song of the dance. I just remember the dance itself. I just remember seeing my cousins just dancing with the love of their life, swaying and all of that. I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. That's so beautiful. It's so nice to see. I don't really focus on the song. I just see them dancing. So the fact it's over a song and you're being called a Brazilla over it, I don't think you're the a-hole. I think you're just trying to create a beautiful moment for a beautiful time for you and your partner. So I don't see anything wrong with this. If you want to play that NCT song, go for it. I would if I really wanted to. I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't play an NCT song from a line though. I'm joking. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It'd be weird for one of my wife's own songs to be played at the. I'm joking. Unfortunately, but the fact that people get what this annoyed over just a song at someone else's wedding, I don't see the reason for that. And if you're a family member that has just watched this and has seen my opinion about my wedding and you disagree with it, alright, then let me know so I don't invite you. I really like honestly for me, but on okay, I'm just gonna go on a tangent because me getting married and having kids is not on my bucket list. If I pass away being completely single without a loved one, whether it's a love partner or children, I'm okay with that. If I only have a wife or just a life partner, I'm okay with that. But if I also have a wife and kids, I'm okay with that. I'm very open in what I want to do in my life. I'm very content with my life, content with myself enough that I know that I don't need to get married, that I don't need to have somebody for the rest of my life. So I'm not really focused on this type of wedding stuff. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to be doing something as big as a wedding, I want it to be the way I want it to be, as well as the way my partner wants it to be. So that's just how it is. That's how I see weddings. That's how I see love. That's how I see life. I don't know. I just got pretty deep over playing an NCT song over a wedding. But yeah, it should really be up to the bride and the groom, or the bride and the bride, or the groom and the groom, or the they and the they. I hope I included everybody.